With fire season in full force, Governor Gavin Newsom says cuts to the U.S. Forest Service will make it more difficult for the state to safely fight wildfires. ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen joins us in studio now to share with us what the Trump administration cut and how local congressional leaders are responding. Jeannie.
Well, Laura, these cuts are part of the Trump administration's plans on trying to cut back on wasteful spending. But Governor Gavin Newsom says this wildfire season is already extreme and the state can't afford to slow down its efforts on preventing another potentially big event. On Wednesday morning, President Donald Trump doubled down on his criticism of California's efforts to mitigate any potential wildfire risks.
You clean the floor of your forest and you won't have any forest fires. You know, Austria has very, very flammable trees. They don't have forest fires because they clean the floors. They maintain their forests.
This comes after the Trump administration continues to make cuts in an effort to roll back on any wasteful spending, impacting the U.S. Forest Service. The department says it manages about 20 million acres of forest land in the state. The governor's office says the cuts have caused the Forest Service to lose 10% of all positions and 25% of positions not relating to wildfire response.
Communities most affected by our decisions must be willing partners in any plans made by the federal government.
Republican Congressman Kevin Kiley wasn't able to do an interview with ABC 10 on this story, but a spokesperson from his office says Kiley is a firm believer that local communities should have a seat at the table for public lands discussions. Last month, Kiley emphasized his stance on the House floor.
I urge my colleagues to oppose any plan that would supersede the will of our local communities and reject efforts to force land decisions without prior consultation.
The U.S. Forest Service would not do an interview with ABC 10 either, but a spokesperson with the USDA who oversees the Forest Service tells us the department has hired 96% of its 11,300 firefighters hiring target and anticipates being fully staffed by mid-July. The department adds it has the strongest and most prepared wildland firefighting force in the world. And Governor Gavin Newsom has announced $72 million for wildfire risk reduction projects across the state and 16 new vegetation management protection projects spanning more than 7,000 acres, Laura.
All right, Jeannie Nguyen for us live in studio. Thank you.